So let's go ahead and find a little bit of movement here in the neck. So this one's a little bit tricky, but see if you can. Maybe even bring your hand in front of your face and see if you can keep your chin parallel to the floor and try to bring your nose towards your hand and then bring your nose back further away from your hand. So bringing your nose forward, bringing your nose back. You can continue to have the hand there if that's helpful to you, because what you're doing is not lifting your chin. You're poking your whole face forward and back. So notice as you go forward and back, there's a bit of movement into the base of the skull. You're moving the base of your skull, gliding it forward and back across the upper vertebrae in the neck, the very top of the spine. So do that one more time, and when you bring your head back, just try to bring it back to a position where your ears are more above your shoulders rather than forward of the shoulders. Rather than the chin jutting forward, it's come back slightly. Not quite to the point, though, that you've doubled the chin or tensed up into the throat. See if you can find and keep softness there in the throat while you bring your ears above your shoulders. All right. And then let's go for a little bit of movement just in the very top of the spine again. So really the neck, when we're moving the neck, it can really be divided into two different areas. The upper part of the neck is the first two vertebrae where that meets the base of the skull. And then the lower part of the neck are more the lower 5 vertebrae underneath. So let's see if we can just find the movement in the upper part of the neck. And so imagine you have a pencil on your nose, and you're going to draw a line with that pencil straight across, horizontal, a little to the left, a little to the right, just making tiny nods no with your head. Seeing if you can keep the ears directly above the shoulders, and see if you can keep the lower part of your neck not moving a lot, so you're not twisting and turning your head the whole way around, which is going to involve the lower part of the neck, those muscles. Let's see if we can move just into the upper part of the neck. A really small movement. Feel free to close your eyes so you're able to better feel what's happening. If you bring your awareness into the very base of your skull at the top of the neck, you might feel some of those muscles start to loosen up a little. Good, and then bring your head back to center. And you still have that pencil on your nose, and you're going to draw a vertical line now. And again, this line is quite small, 1 to 2 inches long. So this time you're nodding your head a very small yes. Okay, so just get a sense again of feeling the base of the skull gliding on the very top of the spine. And there's a tiny bit of movement in the upper 2 vertebrae for this movement. Just get a sense of that. We have all kinds of small muscles at the very base of the spine, the very top of the neck, the very base of the skull, top of the neck, where those two meet. And so we're just getting a sense of those muscles and letting them find a little movement and loosen up a little bit. All right, and then we can put those two movements together. The horizontal line and the vertical line can now become a bit of a circle. So draw that circle with your nose. And again, it's just a small circle, 1 to 2 inches in diameter. Notice if you've tensed up in your shoulders as you found this movement through the neck. And again, keeping the movement rather small so you're not involving the lower part of the neck around here, trying to keep those muscles relaxed and fairly still. So having found the circles in one direction, try them in the other direction now. And usually this second direction, it feels a little more awkward. So you might even slow it down a little bit. Try to find that full circle, small circle. And you might even notice that your circle isn't really a circle. It's like a hexagon or a trapezoid or something, you know? So just get a sense of the shape you're drawing. Any areas in that circle that feel a little stuck. Okay, and then let that go. All right, so now let's go ahead and involve more movement through the whole part of the neck, the lower part of the neck now as well. So feel your shoulders staying back and down. So we're just really moving from kind of the shoulders up, okay? You can lower your chin down towards your chest. And as you do that, just try to notice if your shoulders have rolled forward, if you've rounded your upper back. See if you can feel your chest sort of lifting towards your chin as your chin lowers towards your chest. You'll notice some stretch coming into the back of the neck, perhaps. And then bring your awareness into the back of your neck. And as you lift your head really slowly, see if you can feel the back of the neck lengthening, like you're lifting the base of your skull up as you lift your chin to a comfortable height. Okay, so you're lifting your gaze. You might notice now a bit of stretch into the front of your throat. So again, let's lower the chin down towards the chest. Feel like your chest lifts towards your chin, shoulders rest down and back. Then you can lift slowly through the chin, but keep the back of the neck long. Feel the back of the neck stay comfortable, lifting to only your own comfortable height, lowering again when you're ready. So you can go ahead and keep this moving at your own pace and always within your own comfortable range of motion through the neck. Trying to be aware of the back of the neck, keeping it long and lifted as you're lifting your head. So you're not just letting your head fall back and constricting into the back of the neck. Let's go for just one more. Nice. And then bring your head back to center. Now, let's lower the ear towards the shoulder, right ear towards the right shoulder. Notice if your shoulder is wanting to lift towards the ear, or notice whether your whole back spine is wanting to go into that side bend. And see if you can bring your head back up to center. Lower the left ear. Try not to move the shoulders or the rest of your spine, just the neck. And back to center. So what you might notice is that your head doesn't tilt very far unless you move the whole spine. Okay, so what matters is that you're moving just through your neck and getting a sense of how each side feels here. You might notice that one side feels a little tighter than the other, or the head tilts more easily in one direction. Just get a sense of that. Okay, and then come back to center. And now let's twist the head. So again, keeping the shoulders, the chest, the rest of your body stays facing straight ahead. Start out with your ears again above your shoulders. So notice if your head is falling forward of your shoulders. Bring it back a little bit. And then let's turn the head to the right. So again, see if you can keep your chin pretty much parallel to the floor. It might tilt a little bit. Just notice that. And then come back through center, nice and slowly, turning to the left. So again, as you keep this happening at your own pace with your own breath's rhythm, try to feel the movement just from the shoulders up. Moving through the neck, you might notice some stretch coming into the side of the neck through one side, as you twist in the other direction. Good, one more, over to the left. Okay, and then take your head, bring it back to center. Just notice how the head feels. Maybe just do a little bit of gentle movement through the neck. Sometimes I like to do these small circles as though I'm drawing a circle with the ceiling, on the ceiling, with the top of my head. So the head just sort of bobs around on top of my spine. You can go in both directions. Just these really small circles just to get a sense of where the head sits on top of the spine. And trying to bring it directly above the shoulders.